Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. This camera seems way too close. Maybe it's just me. Good evening. Yes, it is Wednesday. I have thrown everyone's schedule off, but I had to. Friday nights is just not working out for me because of internet issues. So, we'll do the best we can. If we have to adjust it later, we will. But we are manifesting no issues tonight. And yes, I know it's an hour earlier, but my Wednesdays do not allow me to do real late. Okay. Before I bring everyone in here, I do want to say tune in Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern time. We will be starting, I'm going to give away some readings from the people that have bought enough. I have to add a couple more in, but I know DHP has said that he doesn't need them right now, so we're going to give them away. And Moon, I want you to text me or email me because Brother Russ bought you a 30-minute reading. So you contact me and we'll get that scheduled for you, okay? All right, without further ado, let's bring this crazy round table in here if they want to mosey on in. Mosey.
I got my round table in the background.
Nice.
Oh my God. Speaking of round table, do you know which sir made that round table?
I do not.
It's circumference.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Really? Okay. She's so fancy. All right. Well, how are we?
We are good.
No.
I'm good. Jay is not. I don't hear him on the mic.
You're muted, sweetheart. Let me see if it's
That's
on my
because he's
end.
muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Jay is muted.
Can you hear me?
Hey, we're
Can
good.
you hear me now?
There you go.
I can hear you now.
My mic wasn't working, and neither was the headset. So, yay!
You don't need
Okay.
either one of them.
All righty. How has our King Arthur journey been?
I'm still trying to
Interesting.
deliver circumference.
Yeah.
It's been enchanting. Let's put it that way.
I've been trying to get around circumference for a while now.
Yeah. Oh, I found them.
That's my shape. All right. So now the question is, where do we begin? Now, I have an idea. Dad joke loading. Of course. The first thing that I thought we should bring up is the fact that there's so much controversy of whether or not the story or King Arthur was even real, that
Yep.
he's a mythical creature. So do we want to ask Spirit to start with? Was he real?
Yeah.
Because that may change.
I already asked that.
Oh, okay. What did you get?
Yes, he
Okay.
was real.
Well, then
and
we don't
Merlin
need to ask again.
Was actually his advisor.
Okay, so could we ask if it was on this timeline or a different timeline?
We can ask that because I
Okay.
didn't ask that one.
All right.
Okay, 1 second. Be right back.
Time's up.
I'm getting multiple timelines, this one included.
Yeah, I'm getting the same. Multiple timelines.
Multiples.
Including this one.
Multiples.
Yep.
Let me adjust my volume here. Yep. Multiples. Yep. That major arcana cards here. Absolutely. The lovers and the strength card. This story and timeline has gone on forever. But of course, you know who the sneezy people stole it. That's the thief card. So yeah. Two of Pentacles is a balance of timelines.
Okay, so we are saying he is one
Well, now that
person,
that's settled,
but we are saying he is one person, not a multiple of people put together, right? Because that's what.
One person in multiple
Timelines.
dimensions.
Or
Okay.
dimensions.
Timelines, yeah, timelines.
Okay.
all right. Now, so we're talking about born the late 5th century is the time that we're talking about. Oh, and I have a bunch of pictures too. If you, anytime you want me to bring them up, I will. Now, I was reading about his father, Uther.
Yeah, it was either Uther
But
or
was that really his father?
Doesn't seem to fit. I think we should ask.
Because
I had Uther
you
and
guys are
Utah.
breaking up. I know it's on my
All right, let me be right back. I'll be right back.
I'm getting a yes on Uther. Did we lose them both?
Not on every timeline. Well, we might have lost Jen.
No, I will be right back.
No, I mean Jen.
Jen is having struggles already on her computer.
This could be interesting.
It may as well be. Shock face. Figured out the Wednesday voyage, maiden voyage. We'll give it a shot.
Oh, there you go. Well, I went down the Druid side.
You'll be hearing children up above me.
Oh, really?
Oh, she is out. So you went Druish.
Here she comes.
Yeah, I went Druid. Yeah.
You went Druish. Okay.
Druids. Not druids.
The TH is silent.
Yeah, no, that's Mel Brooks Druish from Spaceballs.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear us?
Okay, so I was wondering, Jen, you okay? How's it going over there?
She's
It's okay.
frozen.
We're good.
Yeah,
We're good.
She's cold.
just
Yeah, give it a minute.
right.
Give it a minute.
I'm still making a couple of adjustments. You guys go ahead. Whoever wants to start. The only thing I heard was Dennis went the Druid route. So, however
Yep.
you guys want to start.
Okay. I went esoteric, but my question is, was Merlin real?
Yes.
Could he have been a guardian angel or a higher self?
He could be my higher self. I don't know. I asked the creator if the spirit of Merlin was within me, and he said yes. So.
Oh, we know that. That's a given.
Let's see.
This is my shocked face.
Self? Really?
I
Got to see my shocked face.
I kind of get.
I'm getting a yes on that.
I'm getting yes, but there's a good and a bad.
Well,
Yeah.
of course.
The time
We're in the universe of duality.
Well, but see, I don't think angel is the correct word. I think
No, I don't say it is. No.
yeah.
I just get a higher self or
Yeah.
spirit.
It's just
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. If it was Merlin a real person who was taking care of King Arthur, or was it his higher self guiding him?
I have a theory on Merlin also that I think might shed some light.
I'm getting yes. It's the higher self that was taking care of King Arthur.
Can you still hear us, Jen?
Are you still
Yeah,
frozen,
but
Jen?
It goes in and out, so it's crazy. Now, I did hear your question, and I got that Merlin's a higher self, but he was able to manifest.
Wow.
My theory on him is he is kind of a counterpart to Gaia. He's neither good nor bad,
Right.
but he
He's balanced.
He's balanced, but he's also there's good and bad, and I think there's a something in him that switches a duality of personality. But if we could confirm the idea that he is the male version of Gaia, that's loose, but it feels like it's Gaia's counterpart.
Well, he's never loose.
Part of the land.
Go ahead, Jen. What do you got?
Do not call me
Queen of
loose,
Swords.
okay?
Queen
And
of
don't
Swords
call me
is
Shirley
about
either.
Hold on, Dennis. Jen's
Queen of
got the
Swords is
reading.
about
Go ahead.
balance. Queen of Swords is about balance. So now she can be good or bad, meaning she finds justice no matter where she goes. The Star card is answering Rocco's question about opposite of Gaia. It's a Star card. But I also pulled the Fool card and the Hangman. So that means he was an enlightened one.
Merlin.
He's in a higher self of King Arthur, but King Arthur had the ability, because he was found worthy, that he could manifest Merlin to be his guide or companion. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Draw him in.
Merlin could step in and out of each world.
One of the things
I'm
I
sorry
found
if I'm choppy.
unique about this also was Arthur, Earth, ARTH in English in different aspects means one who can create, but it also means what was it? Spiritually of the land in different languages, and even goes into India, I should say, the country of India.
Eastern India.
Their prophecies. But how
Right.
Nadia went esoteric, I went towards the line of the swords. So that's what I studied, mainly the swords within the story.
Yeah, it's something to do. Yeah, it is connected with the earth.
Well, I focused a lot on where all of these Camelot was supposed to be and all the locations. I really focused on that.
Dennis, are you doing the fatal attraction thing? Light on, light off, light on, light off.
Somebody better stop clapping on the live chat. He keeps starting his light on and off. Oh, there goes Jen. Oh.
Yeah, one of the interesting.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
You did that, Dennis.
Did I do
Clap her
that?
back in. Clap Jack. Clap Jen back on.
One of the interesting things I found out going down the route of the swords was there's legendary swords across many timelines, just our own. Every nation seems to have a legend of a particular sword and a swordsman or king. Right. And many of these come from a lady of water, a lady of the ocean, a lady of the mist, a lady of the reflecting pool, anything to do with water. There seems to be a lady. I mean, you could look at it as Nimaru, different names, Navinia. There's so many that and it almost reminded me of the story of Noah. Everyone has a Noah's Ark story, and it seems like there is almost a King Arthur story of every nationality. Jen says she's working on it. Won't let her stay connected. She's not cussing at the moment.
She had to try using her phone again then.
No, let's give her a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried Druids, but there's not a whole lot that is written of the Druids. They didn't keep their secrets or anything written down. Now, whether or not they were literate or not, we don't know. But I find that the only references to the Druids that we have is either from Greek philosophers or from Julius Caesar himself. And I tend not to believe anything Julius has, mainly because his whole outlook was to conquer the world. So whatever he says really doesn't resonate with me at all. So I usually just go by what I get on the pendulum as far as the Druids are. Whatever questions I have, I'll go with that.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Can you check? Okay, as far as the Druids go,
Mm-hmm.
I feel they're somehow connected to Malta, even though they aren't specifically mentioned within Malta or the Isles of Malta. I feel there's some kind of connection with Malta on the Druids.
It's
They're also
is that Italy, Malta, or where's Malta
No,
at?
Malta is
Malta is the
south of-
rock. Isn't it like the rock of Gibraltar?
No, Malta's
Malta?
actually a country, but it's an island, I believe, below the Grecian
Okay.
area, famous for these rut lines that go through
Ley
the
lines,
land.
yeah.
Yeah. But there's something to do with Malta, and it feels like they're
You want to know what's the question, Jay? You want to know if they're
I feel there's a connection between the Druids and Malta. Malta, as we know the name today. I don't know what it was called.
Now the Druids, I get a yes on that. The Druids, everybody thinks that they were all basically in England or Wales, but they're not. They were all throughout Europe.
But this feels almost origination. This feels
the origination, as far as the Druids go, that I found was Atlantis.
Okay.
And they're connected with the Druze, which is what Yeshua was a part of also.
All right. I just asked if, and I'd like to know if you guys can confirm if the Druids ley line were in Malta connected to Glastonbury, the ley line.
I got a yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting a little off figure.
Yes.
However, I think there's something to do with it. Just like I said, there seems to be every nation, every nationality has a King Arthur type story, just like a Noah story.
Right.
And so like when I was starting to follow, I was drawn towards the swords. Swords Valley Baba. Genghis Khan had a sword that was really not talked about. Joan of Arc, and all these swords mysteriously out of the field, out of a cupboard, within a nook, within a tree, within a stone. There's several out of ice. So one of the things I wanted to ask, and not only that, we talk about the swords in that guard the fiery sword that guards the guardian,
right,
Garden Eden.
Right.
So two things I wanted to know is these swords divine, or are they okay? In other words, the sword itself, the wielder of the sword kind of has the power. It can be used for good or evil. I don't know how to ask that question. In other words, most of these swords all seem to have a connection.
All right, so let's ask if the Excalibur has the essence of the sword of fire. Is that a good question?
Yeah, I get a yes on that.
Excalibur have the essence.
Swords themselves.
Yes. And the swords are of the divine.
Yeah, I think. Okay, just like anything, we see anything good, something can corrupt the person. So I think that's why we only see these swords in a period of time,
and
because of the corruption. Go ahead.
Okay.
I also get that the power of the swords come from the power of the person.
Well,
also, they have to have the right essence or the right power to be able to wield it.
Right.
So now, which myth is it? Did he take the sword out of the stone, or did the Lady of the Lake give him the broken? Which one had power? Was it when he removed it, or was it when she put it back together?
The way I understand it was the sword that he pulled out of the stone was their twin swords, supposedly Caliburn and Excalibur, but they're the same sword in essence. And if you read literature, there's two separate stories between the two of them. Caliburn is the rightful heir to the land.
Right.
Okay. Caliburn, I'm sorry. And legend has it that two scenarios. One, the sword was broken, and the other was just thrown into the lake. But they were both thrown in the lake. Just one happened to be broken, one happened to be whole. This is where Merlin comes in and Nimue with the enchanted, now empowered sword of the Lady of the Lake. So either way, whether it was broken or he just threw the sword in, it really doesn't matter. It came out and it became Excalibur.
Right.
Okay. Can I interrupt you guys for a second?
Oh,
And I'd like to.
Just for a second.
All right. Well, okay, I'm going to do a minute and I'm going to speak real fast. I love to have a cooperation with the live chat. Jen just sent a message. Email from StreamYard. Sorry for the inconvenience. While you host, we are working on it. StreamYard inconvenienced Jen, and yet we're still on StreamYard, on the one she gave us. So the only thing I'm going to ask for all of us is let's give her a prayer. Let's open up the airways. Let's open up the blockage, and let's remove any negative energy that is going to her computer, our computer, and our family. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
To our Supreme God, Divine Father, and Divine Mother, to archangels and guardian angels, to Yeshua, we here as a collective family is asking the divine interference to receive and remove any blockages that are on Jen's camera, that are on her internet, that are causing interference all the way through to StreamYard, through her lines that are coming through her house. We ask a hedge of protection. We're sending beautiful pink love to our entire family here, and we ask that it be removed. So be it, and so it shall be.
So shall it be.
And one other little interesting point of view came across. Going through the swords, guides were giving me the Washington Monument and the reflecting pool. We see it as a obelisk, but in many intenses of the word, with the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, it really is the reflection of this obelisk. Mm-hmm. And they're showing me that it was a sword of truth, supposedly. That was its intent. And the reflecting pool was not just to reflect the obelisk, but it was so that the Lady of the Lake could come in and grant them powers. Just a weird thing. I don't know how true it is, but this is what they've given me.
Obelisk.
I didn't check my rods on it. Right, well, they were showing me the obelisk, but the obelisk was actually a sword.
Okay, but I mean, when you look at an obelisk, it's almost like a mirror, right? Like a reflection?
Well, you have the reflecting pool with the obelisk of Washington, D.C. You know, right. The Washington Monument, the big pointy thing?
Yeah.
Big phallic symbol sticking out?
Yeah.
The reflecting pool, that's the power. And there was a story of that reflecting pool being added, not for the reflection, but for the lady to be the Lady of the Lake, who is in essence to grant them power.
Okay. But I'm looking at the gift that she gave Sir Lancelot was a mirror.
Two things, actually.
And a ring.
Rings, the armor, and a sword also.
Yeah. So is that the reflection of the mirror that gives power? Oh, I'm going to mute.
It's booting. She's going to try and pop back on. If she cannot get back on, let's find a finish point? Because
Well,
I know she said go ahead and do it.
I gave her the option. If she cannot get back on, I will call her and we will use her voice if she'd like to join us that way.
Okay, I'd rather her be here.
Yeah, me too. So
Let me real quick ask about interestingly enough, little known Joan of Arc also had a ring. Okay, just like Lancelot was given a ring, just like Solomon was given a ring, or something to do with the sword and the ring. So my question, what I'm asking right now, from what I told you, I saw the Washington Monument, the obelisk, and the reflecting pool.
mm-hmm.
Is that representative of the sword? And I just got a yes. So
Really?
it's
See, because I thought that Washington Monument was nefarious.
It is. Okay, don't forget, it's not the monument itself, it's the reflection pool. In the pool, it represents a sword. I don't know how. What'd you get, Dennis?
I got a yes.
Okay. So perhaps
confirming what you had.
Okay, so maybe it's the reflection that gives it, like you were saying, power. You had mentioned the power of the mirror. How many things we've seen come out of a mirror, come out of the water,
Portals.
come out of the pool, portals.
Okay, well, since we're talking about the water, and I was going into an esoteric view of this,
Mm-hmm.
the Lady of the Lake is mystical. We all agree to that.
Yes.
Right.
But they said she is either connected to by goddess Diana, but also connected to Nema. Now, what we talked about, was it last week, about the demon or half, which is a siren?
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Nema.
Right.
Is the Lady of the Lake Nema,
Exactly.
who is a siren?
Nema.
Nema.
Getting a yes, it feels many names.
Yeah, I'm getting a no.
Well, maybe that's it. Would you go by here? There she is. We got you, Jen. We can
Thank
hear
you for the prayers. Thank you for the prayers. We all prayed for you, Jen.
Dennis, ask if it's known under.
You guys are still choppy, but
If it's known under what?
Other names. See, if I ask specific, I got to know like you, but I think it's known by other names. And for instance, I think it's been slaughtered, the names.
I'm getting a yes on that. Many names.
Okay, Jen, I don't know if you heard us while you were rebooting.
Obviously, she couldn't.
No, she can't hear us. Oh,
She's
boy.
just ignoring us.
No. She can ignore us every day. All right, I'm calling her. At least we can get.
Right.
Let me
Or
try to
is she
get.
calling somebody else?
No, she's.
I don't know. She's trying to fix something.
If you're wondering why Guinevere is on her screen, Guinevere translates into Jennifer.
Yeah.
Merlin translates into
Hey,
Michael.
by the way, did you guys happen to see
Just
my
so you
name?
know.
Yes.
Because I said so.
Hey,
There goes
listen.
Jay.
I'll put
There
your
goes
voice
Nadia.
by-
And they're blinking out.
okay.
Oh, it's gonna be choppy because of.
And there may be a delay.
All right. Can you go ahead? Try to talk.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Can we get a 5x5, guys? Can everybody hear Jen?
I got a 5x5 for her.
Yeah.
I can see
A little
it.
bit of an echo, but I think it's doable.
Yeah.
I will try to fix my mic.
Yeah, there's a severe delay and a lot of reverb. So I don't know if this is going to work or not.
There's a will, there's a way.
I know.
I'll be honest with you. I'd rather you do the show with us, Jen. I'd rather you know what I mean. If we have to set it for
I
another
know.
day, we set it for another day.
I
That's
just
okay.
don't know if it's about the evening time. The evening time stinks.
There's a delay. That's the problem we're going to have. All right. Well, let's go and ask that question about what was that, Jay? About Lady of the Lake, if she is also connected to Nima.
Well,
Yeah,
it
she
was
goes
the
by
name.
many names.
She goes by many names. I don't think that the name that you gave was a no. That I said, does she actually go by many names? And I just think that name has gotten slaughtered or butchered and changed. So, but you're right. It's just under many names.
Okay,
This name
but I
you're
just want to
talking
know.
about is a. It
She
said
has
no to
many
that
names.
name. I just think it's the wrong
She
name.
was actually known also as Vivian.
Vivian, yes.
Right. There's Vivian Nimue, like Wimbaway.
Yeah. So could she have been, like we mentioned, you're gonna make me sing. Can you hear us, Jen? All right.
Morgana, maybe?
Okay, so we were also wondering if could she have been a siren? Is that why she was enchanted?
That we didn't ask.
I think I read that. Let's see. Let's see what the cards say.
What is Schneider saying?
No, that was mine.
Oh, was that your stomach?
No, that's the little big head.
Oh, I got a yes on that.
Yeah, I got a yes on that too. Would you it seems that the sirens are almost one and the same with the mermaids.
Yes.
So I was kind of getting a yes on that also. Okay.
Yes.
Again, semantics name. Excuse me one second while I get her out. She's crying. Excuse me.
Okay.
That's weird. That's weird.
What is it?
Okay. Star card. Yes. Now, it's almost like she was almost cursed because these are not good cards.
Yeah, she was a
Does that make sense?
yeah, she was actually an offspring of Lilith. If that's the
She was cursed, but she had to do these things in order to clear herself because that's burden. She had to carry a lot of burden in order to be clear. Well, that makes sense. The only way that she could earn her way back was to do right, which was the knight. It's interesting. There's a knight in here.
wow. While you're pulling, I'd like to know the live chat. Does this working for you guys? And 5 by 5 if it is. Go ahead, Jen. Oh, they said they can hear you without the phone.
Okay. So you can?
Yeah. It's just you can't hear us. So I'm going to mute.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, you know what? I'll mute my volume, but you can hear us talking.
Mute your volume.
All right, let's try that. Can you hear us, John? Dennis, you want to say something?
Not particularly, but
Okay.
I can if you like.
Okay. So this should work. Oh,
I'm here. How's that work
Okay.
out for you, Guinevere?
We'll give it a whirl.
All right.
Can you hear us on my phone, or do you want me to raise the volume?
I think the computer's
You're
actually
fine.
working.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up,
Yeah.
and if it doesn't,
All
we'll
right.
figure it out. Bye.
Okay. All right.
You're
Wow.
better now. Much better.
Okay. Anyway, so this is what I pulled because I kept focusing on what she had to do in order to clear her name, that she almost surrendered, that she wasn't going to be able to, I don't know, clear her name. But the Chariot card says she did, but she had to do it very strategically. So in one of the densities, one of the lifetimes, she did redeem herself. I don't know
Nice.
if that resonates with you, but that's what the cards say.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. So also going back to Guinevere, supposedly going back to Lady of the Lake, she was charming Merlin to get his magical information. Now, if he's enlightened,
Mm-hmm.
and he foresaw that was going to happen, but he continued to do it anyway to give her. So was that part of her not good
Right.
energy?
Yeah, like manipulation, trying to convince him or manipulate him into giving it up. But isn't this what led them to go looking for the Holy Grail? Because according to the legend, they had to go look for the Holy Grail because it had healing powers, and King Arthur believed that if they found the Holy Grail, it would heal his kingdom of Camelot by all the enchantment, that it would cure it. And only one of the knights was found worthy of doing this to go search for it, and that's Lancelot's son, Gilead, and he belonged to the Knights Templar.
Okay.
I can confirm
So
that.
is that why they were dead set on looking for the Holy Grail? Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I heard by the Lady in the Lake, he had to search for 4 hollows: a mantle of Arthur, spear of destiny, the Holy Grail, and Excalibur. So he was on that quest for her.
I got a yes.
I only
And
heard half
I
of that.
want a verification on something.
Okay. Go ahead, Jay. Or we're waiting for Dennis?
Yeah. I don't think there he is.
Hmm.
Dennis?
Holy Grail.
Holy Grail.
King Arthur and the knights thought that the Holy Grail was actually a cup, and I don't know where that came
Yeah.
from.
That's what I heard.
But it wasn't
the Holy
a cup.
Grail,
It wasn't a cup.
it was a
I
goblet
agree
that
with that.
had Christ's blood. That's what
No.
It doesn't feel like a cup. It almost feels like a bottle. You can double check that if you want, but it's a vessel of some kind. But
What is the movie that Tom Hanks did about searching for the Holy Grail?
Tom Hanks?
Leo
Who did
The
you
first one. Huh?
the one with
Oh,
what's
the
the
Da Vinci?
artist? Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, the Da Vinci Code. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you froze.
I got, according to the pendulum, that was right. The Holy Grail was actually the offspring of the bloodline of Yeshua and
Yeah, it feels like a
Mary
vessel.
Magdalene.
Bloodline.
That could easily be a vessel.
Yeah,
Wow.
vessel.
Here's my question, King Arthur.
Okay.
Yes.
This is going to be a cards thing. and a dentist thing. And I
It's called a pendulum.
The dentist thing.
Yeah, but it's a dentist thing. You can call it a
Okay.
pendulum. Just
Okay.
don't call you Shirley.
Well, you can call me Jack too if you want. You know.
Was King Arthur one of the forms of Christ consciousness on this earth plane?
Was he a physical form of Christ consciousness? Is that what you're asking?
That's what I'm asking.
I'm getting a yes.
Get water.
Wow. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. There he is. There's the king himself. For the whole world, the Christ consciousness would affect the whole world. And that happened very quickly. That's fast moving. Absolutely. That's a huge yes.
So then one more question, yes or no. Was the round table, which consisted of 12 knights, was that the embodiment of the disciples?
Ooh.
All glory and honor, by the way.
But didn't we find out? Okay, honor and glory to your guides. I understand, but didn't we find out there were more than 12 disciples?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there were 13, but there was
Mhm.
the
But they
13th
were
only
more-
came in because
they were-
Judas Iscariot was offed.
Okay.
So he took the place of. So it still
Okay.
remained 12.
Go ahead, John.
Wow, that card came back in here. Okay. Absolutely.
What was the question? I forgot.
Yep. But there, they were
Oh,
actually
the
card.
round table.
That card came back
Oh,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So his knights, absolutely,
days.
to receive victory. So absolutely. So if you look at it that way, as like being the disciples, even if there were more than 12, even though you take Judas off, there were actually more knights than just 12 around King Arthur
Right.
as well. There were
Okay.
just
Well,
a
they're
certain amount that had nobility, I
leaders.
guess, on that degree.
Right. Or
Yeah.
leadership.
Let's see.
They're here
Interesting
now.
enough, here is a picture. Let's see if this will work. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Spirit's with me today.
Awesome.
It feels like the knights are here now. Reincarnated. Just like we all are, like all the old souls are here. It feels like they're here now also.
Yeah.
In spirit or in physical form?
Physical.
Spirit.
Yeah.
I'm getting physical. They're reincarnated here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To help lead during these days. Let's see.
I noticed I'm not at the table. I should be in the center.
You're
Ooh.
not at the table,
Mr.
but
They keep me
Egocentric.
out.
Egocentric.
Yeah, that's right. I'm
now
trying to
this
keep my
picture
ego
will
out of it.
show that there were more than those. You see how many there are on this one?
No?
Now this is
Okay.
depicted in the castle itself.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, this is from.
So there's actually more.
I saw this. What year was this around, Jen? Do you remember?
I think it's 7th century. King
This
Henry, is
one-
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you pay attention to the red rose with the white one over it, King Henry was the one that added the white on top of the red in honor of his wife.
Ooh.
Do you remember
that
that?
one reminds me of.
Rosicrucian.
No, it reminds me of the meditation I had with
Oh.
the
Yeah.
purple rose over or inside the white rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I could be wrong on this. I've been known once or been known to be wrong, but
Yeah, I think the
believe
colors
that
are
he
off.
did this. I think he did that for Queen Catherine,
I got a yes on that.
maybe. Okay.
So I find it ironic that
All
we
right.
have 12 or 13 disciples, how many people at the round table, and also the tribes of the Jewish tribes. They're all same numbers.
Right.
Well,
And-
we go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, but I find it interesting that 13 is God's number of love for the number love.
Well, technically, also, aren't they all tied to the earth? Just like when King Arthur was reigning and everything was good, he was good. The land was great. Just like when Jesus came back, the land was great at that point.
Yeah.
If you look, I mean, there's similarities, but yet when King Arthur was deteriorating, the land went down, famine came in, many things happened after Jesus went away, Roman Empire crumbled, etc. I mean, depending on the times, but yeah, there always seems to be something tied to the land. And when you weren't here, Jen, I was trying to explain. I don't think you heard it, but every nation or nationality kind of has a Noah story, and it actually is.
Yes.
There seems to be a King Arthur story in every land and country. Also, we just happen to know it as King Arthur, but every story kind of has it. And even in our own United States, whether you look at the early times or if you look at an era of, say, JFK, they've called the nation Camelot many times. Same with Israel, the Promised Land.
Yes.
Everything seems to tie so above, as above, so below. It's pretty interesting.
Right.
So would you say during the
All
King
right.
Arthur's reign, would you say, Jen, did you have any cards you wanted to talk about?
No, I was going to show you some pictures of the land and the castles, because when I saw them, the first thing that came to my brain was Tartaria,
Agreed.
because of the way they look and the intricate details of them. It was fascinating.
Can we ask?
It seems like everything that. Go ahead.
I was going to say we'd mentioned this kind of being put in a portal. Could we mention if it actually? Could we actually check with the cards if it is?
Well, I can go into that because Glastonbury, I feel, is a portal on a ley line. Avalon, they were saying, there's a Saint Michael's Tower.
Yes.
It's on the highest hill in Glastonbury, and they're saying that would be like a secret entrance to the underworld.
And wasn't Avalon considered their heaven? But like you're saying, I think it was the actual Middle Earth. Wasn't necessarily
I think it was a portal to Middle Earth.
Okay.
They called it the Nexus of Fantasies.
Oh yeah, that's beyond the ice wall, guys.
Way back.
The ice wall.
Beyond the ice wall. Oh my God! Look at that, so funny.
Ever an ice wall?
Yeah, I saw the writing underneath it. I'm like, ooh, because I had it closed caption so I can actually understand what he was saying.
Is that a spider?
It's a medge.
It's
I
called
have
the
a
Blessed Midge.
It's
Let me see if I can.
advanced version of the flux capacitor.
Yeah. 6 legs, 2 antennas.
Yeah.
I remember we had a question about some kind of spider, universal spider, good and bad. I can't remember. I was probably DHP. That's what came to mind. And with Midge.
I don't know. This may make
And
it
the Messiah.
I
too
have.
blurry.
I might have a here. Let me send it to you, Jen. I have one just of that.
Okay.
I'm sending it right now.
Okay. Yeah. Notice to the right of the next paragraph over, look at the last name.
I
Excuse
yeah, I know.
me.
If you
Yeah.
unzoom it, it's on the bottom of it because it was put.
Mhm.
Isn't that amazing? How far back this goes?
Yeah.
From the very beginning.
And I think there was a map that you have, Jen, that that gives the date of this mapping. I think it was 810 AD that this map.
On this one,
It was one of the maps that I sent you. No, not on that one. There's another one. But I just sent you the one with that insect.
interesting. Hold on. Let me go download this one. I'll look for it.
Okay. Yeah, so the reason why they called that the island of Avalon, they said because it was on a hill, but there's an indent between, I don't know, Camelot or Glastonbury and Avalon. So there was water around it. So they called it an island.
An island. Okay.
But it's
Was
dried
that
up.
like the water around it actually a moat?
Well, around the whole that little mountain or mound. So,
Would be a moat.
yeah, so that's where the Lady of the Lake took King Arthur to regenerate. So what if he did go into that portal to Middle Earth to recuperate?
Could be.
Who exactly?
Who exactly went into Avalon,
Yeah.
into that King Arthur to recuperate? That's where they took him to they called it Avalon, or they called it the Isle of the Maidens.
I'm getting Avalon was actually in Middle Earth.
I think it was a portal to Middle Earth.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the portal that only goes to Avalon in
Mhm.
Middle Earth.
Yeah, 1830 AD. That there's the ice wall, and then outside of it has all these different lands. Very interesting.
I'm not getting recuperation.
I thought that's where he went for immortality.
Well, you said recuperation. It's giving me a
Well,
no. When
I guess he.
okay, but like home, yeah, home wasn't. I don't know how to describe it. It didn't like recuperation.
Okay.
I reset my rods a few times on that because it wouldn't answer anything on that. But it feels like home or the heaven, if you will,
Okay.
promised
Okay.
land.
So are you saying that if he was the human Christ consciousness, that Christ consciousness left the earth plane?
He went home. That's all I'm getting. I just got a yes on that real quick. I don't know how true, but I just went right up for your question. I'm getting a yes
I
on
got to make sure my phone's on silent. Yeah. So do we now here on this earth plane now have another King Arthur or another human Christ consciousness?
King Arthur is not here. Christ consciousness, yes. It's infinity.
Yes,
symbol.
and he's in this country right now.
Yeah, infinity symbol. It almost feels shared. There's. All right,
No,
let me
I'm
ask
getting
if there's
two
12.
people. I'm
And
getting
does
two
he
people.
does he have the Christ bloodline? Does he carry the Christ bloodline?
Yes, he does.
Okay, I think we know who it is, but
I know
want
who
to-
it is, but if it's
Yeah.
shared, I think I know who the other one is too.
Yeah, me too.
I'm actually getting there's 12 that have the
Wow.
Christ consciousness.
Yeah, I think the two that we are thinking of
The
are.
two, you're right. Yeah, but I think it's actually 12. Council comes to mind.
Yeah,
How
the
many?
Roundtable
How many right now are in the Allied list?
with
Allied?
BRICS. Could it be the BRICS nation?
Could be BRICS, or it could be whoever the Allies like U.S., Russia, India, China. That's four.
You're going way. You got to narrow that down for me a little bit.
Well,
What do you mean?
it's the BRICS
The
stands
Ally
for,
bloc.
yeah. Well, the BRICS
The
stand for
LOC.
Brazil, Russia,
Brazil. Okay.
China, South
Yeah,
Africa,
those aren't allies.
Russia.
And
Well, they
No,
are
but
in the BRICS.
well, depends on who you're listening to.
I don't listen to that truth or bullshit, so that's why I'm
true.
30 years back.
All right. Well, how about if
Well,
I
listen
throw
to your father,
got
will
it,
you,
Jen.
please?
Jen
I
got
think
it.
Jen should go with that.
There you
I
go.
was going to do
Okay.
a quick infomercial. Even though we have the country or the world's Christ consciousness, each and every one of us have to achieve our Christ
Yes.
consciousness.
Yes.
So that's why they say nobody's here to save us.
Mhm.
We save ourselves, but the country also, or the world also saves itself.
I see.
Okay, so you want to show that picture again, Jen? Or if it's
Well, if you think, if you think about it, we're all disciples as well. All right. Okay, let's go back and.
you got that picture with that insect. I saw it. Dennis has left the round bill.
Go back and get it.
I needed air.
You got your dogs too there, Dennis?
God, no dogs. Thank God, no dogs. I love animals, but dogs are not my favorite. They bark too much. They're annoying.
Oh, I got a good story about that. My brother had a cat. Okay.
Yeah.
And his car was stolen right out of his garage. Okay. And we had always grown up with dogs. So I used to do an impression of his cat.
Oh, wait. I gotta quiet this because my little guy's sleeping right next to me. Go.
Okay. Anyway, I did an impression of his cat while his car was being stolen. You know, it was just, dogs would go bark, 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 and cats don't. Long story, but involved a little paw licking.
Oh, we have all day.
Little brushing and a little stretching. Boy, is he going to be pissed when he gets up.
Okay, because if mine hears that sound that you were going to impersonate, he will.
Oh, I wasn't. No impersonation. There was no sound.
Okay.
No meows.
Then I think we got a black screen here.
Did it not come up?
No.
No. Unless you were trying to bring up a black screen.
Okay.
Hold on, let me turn it on.
Yep.
No, nope.
There,
No,
there.
There we go.
That worked. That is you.
There you
You
go.
are powerful, Merlin.
Now it's gone again. that shows you how far behind this technology is tonight. Hold on.
Okay, Jay, while we're holding on with Jen, that the stranger from a faraway Palestine, I thought that was interesting. His name was Joseph of Arimathea.
Mhm.
Is that who you were trying to
Right.
remember?
Possibly, I can't remember honestly.
Okay,
I
so
really
you said
can't.
he
That's
came.
possible.
Yeah. So he puts his staff in the ground and turns into a thorn tree on Avalon, on that ley line
On
of,
that ley line.
yeah. And the thorn tree, they said they don't know how it went there because that thorn tree is only special in the Middle East.
Right. I
Yeah,
do
so
remember that.
thought that was very interesting to hear. Okay, there it is. The blessed, and that's my dog's nickname, Midge. We thought he was going to be a Midge, but he grew up. Can you read it?
It's hard.
The holiest of symbols to Bogbog people, these extravagantly colored insects are venerated as an omen of health, good fortune, righteous guidance. Legend says when the Neanderthals first found themselves astray in this foreign land, it was the spirit of the Midge who guided them through the alien wilderness, showing the new homes and warned them of approaching danger. I think that's good enough. But this is everything on the outside of the um, wall, the ice walls. And each of these, what do we call it, mythical stories live in those areas.
I still find it fascinating that the names on this ice wall picture, because that one particular name with the Avalons.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was
It's
interesting.
going to take a second.
The thing that caught my eye was the Arthornia.
Yeah. I didn't know how to pronounce that. That was a rough one.
Arthornia, I think that's what we're going to say it is. And it was mixed with the hybrid Brazilians. And I didn't understand that part.
Oh, wouldn't that be Hyperborea?
The
Well,
Mayans and the
hybrid,
Incas, that was Inca, right?
Is that what
well,
it is?
that's part of Peru, but they called them the hybrid Brazilians.
Hybrid.
The High Brazil. Merlin hailed from the island of High Brazil, which would periodically relocate to the second globe. Were on Earth, allowing him to expand his lifespan and accomplish mythical feats, which had earned him much fame and adoration in the British. I just found that interesting. It was called High Brazil. Okay, what were you going to say, Jen? I'm sorry.
No, I was because we were talking about Brazil, and I said we brought up that when we did get into a little bit of the Incas, it was Peru and some of Brazil. The Incas went all the way down South America.
So now, do you guys consider these mappings? Is it outside of the ice wall, but is it inside of the Middle Earth? Is that how it works,
Feels
or is
middle.
there a separate Middle Earth?
Feels middle. Middle.
Well, I always thought that there was still outer
Okay.
lands that hadn't been touched beyond, like when you go past Antarctica. But
It's a mirror.
I think that
Right.
Middle Earth is an internal thing. And remember we talked about the big holes on the North and South Pole? You know, the South
Yeah.
Pole that doesn't exist. But anyway.
Yeah, no,
But
it
yeah, I think
does.
Middle Earth is internally inside Gaia.
No, I just
So
got
I think there's a
all the
difference. I think that there is still on the surface.
Still on the surface.
All right. On the surface where we're at, but then I think that there's Middle Earth. I think it's two separate places.
Feels like a mirror.
Now, where this one is, I would say beyond the invisible ice wall.
Is that like the invisible
Let me see if I can
South
find
Pole?
the other one.
So they may have a entrance through
Yeah,
Middle Earth
exactly.
to go.
Yeah, it feels middle to me. I'm not. Libby had something interesting question-wise before it passed by, and it was something. Is the Da Vinci Code her life story?
Yeah, I got a yes.
Libby's life story?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. I saw the
Yeah.
other question.
That's the only question I saw.
Oh, that was a comment. Okay, I got it.
Hey. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh, there
It's all right.
she goes.
There she
There
goes.
she
It's
goes.
all right.
There she goes again.
Well, I got a yes on that one also, Dennis. I
Yeah.
had seen it and I asked. I didn't see the other question.
She wrote, let me get to it.
I'm having a hard time seeing my screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on one second. It's coming up. Okay, was I the Grail princess chosen by King Arthur to receive the chalice in Avalon? Was I the daughter of the Earl of West Calder? And I think Jen would probably be able to pull that into cards.
Yeah, that's more of a card thing right now. I'm getting on straight
So
runs.
you want me to take a picture of it and put that on a Friday show?
Yeah.
All right. You know, we thought we can help put this on a Wednesday night, but I don't know what we can do.
Apparently, it looks like we'll have to go back to 10 o'clock in the morning for me.
Well, you're
That means I have to wake up early.
What, you'll have to wake up at midnight for that, or
No.
1 o'clock?
I'd have to wake up at least. Well, I'd have to go to sleep probably around 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
If I'm tired.
Jen, a few more minutes, and
all right,
give her a couple more minutes on this.
Okay, so I have another question. Let's go back to Merlin. So we went to Lady of the Lake, and are there other sorcerers other than Merlin, or was he the only one in?
No, I think there were others. You mean within the Druid community or within whatever?
Yeah, within this whole story, because I mean, if he has a sorcerer, did other kings have sorcerers too?
Other kings had they had actually they had Druid priests and priestesses that were advisors to them. It wasn't only Arthur. So I would say yes, there was more than just Merlin. Merlin just happens to be the most notable.
Jen just texted us and said, crap the bed again. Night shows may not be possible, which I understand.
Tell her to clean it up. If she crapped the bed again, she needs to clean it up.
Okay, you poke up there. I'm not poking but
I'd be more than happy to poke that bear.
I'm sorry, Naughty. Could you say that again, please?
Yes, please.
Were there more than Merlin as a sorcerer for other kingdoms?
Sorcerers, yes. It doesn't like kingdoms.
Kings.
Seems more like realms. Realms,
Oh.
I get a yes. Realms.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting a yes also.
Was there more than one sorcerer than Merlin at that time? Let's just go with that.
I got a yes on that.
I got a yes on that also.
Wow.
But I just happen to be the most famous.
Yeah.
Here, let me just help you deflate the head a little there, Dennis.
Okay.
Okay. Do we want to go to going
You
back to the
remember that center of that table that had the rows within a rows?
yeah.
So I asked the question rather than the white within the red. Was it actually what I had gotten from my meditation? The purple within the white, and got a yes.
Yeah.
Wait. I just got I just got a download. You know how was that King Henry VIII who painted himself on that round table?
I don't think it was Henry.
Or was
I
it
don't think it
Henry
was
the
the
First?
eighth. It was.
I think it was Henry, not the eighth, though. King
Okay.
Henry. Yeah, I get a yes on that. Okay. I still feel Merlin's in essence. He's a greater. I don't think sorcerer is the right name for him. He does feel like a force, just like Gaia. But yet,
I got the male version of Gaia.
he felt. I want to say he taught, like he's handing out things, like he taught.
Well, let's say in this time period there was enchantment.
Okay.
So I think Mother Gaia could form herself as a human. Earth can form himself as a human in order to. Oh, Dennis is having so much fun as Merlin. There he is.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I'm going back in my pool.
Yeah. Enchantment's not of this realm. That's a different realm. Yeah. I mean, at that time was yes, but it's no longer.
So was there a bridge between two realms that they can easily go in and out of? And we broke that bridge. That bridge is broken.
That's just like
I got the impression that Merlin was able to go to more than one realm or one dimension.
I almost think there's something to the 9 worlds, just like in Marvel Universe, the 9 realms, the 9 worlds. Yep.
I just think there was there was a smoother connection back then, whereas opposed that we're disconnected to that.
Let's see if we were separated from it.
Okay, give me 1 second. Be right back.
What was the question?
Were we separated from that realm? I'm getting a yes, but it's more to it. It's was it were we separated or did they separate us? I don't know, but I think we experienced it.
Yeah, I got a yes.
Okay.
I want to ask if the reason that there is no recorded history of the Druids is because they left that timeline.
Yes. Very fast.
Yep, that's what I got too. Yep.
Then
let's ask if we should trust what Julius Caesar had wrote about them or written about them.
Written about the Druids?
Yeah.
Soft yes.
I'm getting a no.
Yeah, I think there's something to it. Like I said, very soft, very slow, but it crossed, but it feels
It may be there
Maybe the
may
way
be
you
parts of
asked.
it, but majority of it is wrong. But there may be
Yeah.
some parts of it that are right.
I want to say that, let's put it this way, he knew something.
Yeah.
He knew something. That's
Well,
what
he also tried to say that the Druids were into human sacrifice and animal sacrifice, and that's not what I was getting. Like the straw man or the Burning Man originated with the Druids apparently, and they used them for human sacrifice, but that's not what I got.
So E2 Brute, we're in Julius Caesar.
Well, Julius Caesar was during that timeline, right?
I was always trying to figure out what was around that timeline during this 5th century, 7th century.
Well, how about if we wrap this up? Since she's
Yeah.
not going to be able to join, we'll finish up everything and we'll get to the chat's questions.
All right, I do have just one,
Sure.
regarding the closing of the connection between us and other multiverses. Was it when maybe Merlin became of the dark? Sorry, Merlin.
Never.
Sorry,
Bullshit.
Merlin.
Never.
Oh, bullshit. So what's the question?
With that ego, I'm going to ask it with confidence. Was the connection cut because the Merlin turned dark?
Yeah, feels like a little bit more than that. But yes. It wasn't just him, it was something else. Maybe a couple something else's. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry, Jen. You tried.
Yeah.
But we'll let you know about the schedule as far as if we're doing this in the evenings. We'll see. We're going to try and figure out if we can figure out some data as far as the internet goes and flow for her. I don't know where else to go from that. We'll get to your questions on the next show, hopefully with everything that's in the chat.
All right, let me try to see if I can go down. If you guys can see, the HP wrote about the Dark Merlin too, and I'm like, it's in my notes. Sorry, beat you to it, DHP.
Fine.
Do we have any other questions that maybe I missed?
No, but I think Merlin was so conflicted, like dual personality all in one. I do.
Well, it
feels like the same person.
You can have balance, but of good and evil.
It feels like I said, he was more of a spirit in essence. Now put him in a physical form. I think there was a major conflict.
It could have been ego.
No, Merlin never had an ego.
Oh, just Dennis does.
No, he had a hawk.
He didn't have an ego. Oh no! Here we go, Dennis. Read my cup. Read my cup. It says dad jokes loading. Please wait.
I have a lot of those if you like.
I think that's all the questions. I'm trying to. Oh, I see the Da Vinci Code My Life story. Let me take a picture of that one. The story of my life. Now I got to watch the movie. You know, I never could. I could not. I started, but it's so boring for me that
I've never watched it. The bits and pieces. Never.
The only reason why I watched it is because of the
subjects.
Well, not so much the subject as the points that they bring out, whether good or bad.
Right.
You know.
It was too slow and
Right.
dark for me. Now the Holy Grail Monty Python. Go ahead. Ask me anything.
Kill a rabbit. Kill a rabbit.
Killer Rabbit, one of the greatest sketches ever.
Yeah, so we
Oh,
could
it's merely a flesh wound.
So we could say, signing off, if you do not leave, I will taunt you a second time.
All right,
Merely
guys.
a
Well,
flesh wound.
wish us and say a prayer for Jen for the next show. Hopefully, it's good. And
Yeah,
we'll talk to
guys,
you guys.
as long as it's hard, difficult for you guys, it's difficult for her too. So just be understanding and know that it's so much love that is pouring between you guys and us to you guys.
Yeah.
So thanks.
And
for this.
Jen will give us a post and an update. Look for.
I'm sure she'll be up at 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Exactly. There might be 6
Answering
videos.
She is never up that
There,
late.
there
Come
might
on
be
now.
6 videos. Never know. Could be 7. I don't know.
All right.
All right, guys.
Love
See
y'all.
you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Much love and light.
Bye.
Bye.